Right, good morning. It's a nice looking session we've got planned today. Got one first cast. This is his first put in, and we've had a pull round, which is a good start. Very frosty this morning, but it's at 2 degrees in the car. Forecast is going to be a little bit warmer today, so hopefully the fish will feed. What's it going to be? It's a little carp. Water's gin clear and like ice. But we've caught on our first cast, which is absolutely super. Put him in the net. Hopefully we'll get some more, and something bigger maybe. Who knows? So I'm fishing a little method feeder on this rod with corn and pellets. Sometimes I'll bury it, sometimes I'll leave it out. Right, so we're fishing at, well, this session we're at Portland Waters at Sibthorpe near Linton. So hopefully we'll have a good day. Weather forecast says it's increasing to 7 or 8 degrees later on. The snow's just about finished melting everywhere. Everywhere's in flood. The rivers are absolutely burst the banks all around Newark and Nottinghamshire. And we've got, hopefully, a chance, because it's warming up a little bit today after a cold spell, the fish might actually overfeed. Who knows? But that is certainly a promising start. We'll talk through the rigs and that's in a bit. So today's bait, I've got some micros for the method feeder. Little method feeder mould. We're using the same system I used in the other video when I had that small double. When I first started putting videos on, really. Hook baits. Got a mixture. 4s, 6s. 5s, there's some in between sizes which are great for a little change bait for just ordinary pellets. We have a couple of pints of maggots for the maggot feeder approach. If they don't want pellet, quite often they'll take a maggot feeder. And then we have worms and corns for change baits. And I've got all manner of little hook baits to try. All sorts of things, wafters and little mini boilies. Things that pop up. I always find with winter fishing it's always important to keep changes going on the hook baits. Try different things, different length traces if it's not working. This one we'll try with a hook bait buried. Got a little wafter on there at the moment, so it pops up. Got a nice comfortable casting range. Not clipping up, I'm generally pretty accurate. I'm hitting the in line with the big tree, which is to the left of the bunch of 6. That's my target line, and a nice comfortable swim put me on the mark. Just got reel line. I've got a £6 reel line on both reels, just standard fishing sizes really, but feeder fishing. Hook lengths are a lot stronger, generally about £9 on the little tracers, £8–9. Got a little 16 on there on the moment, which is tied with a knotless knot, with a bait band on it. I've not had any touches on the bread on this line, so I've put a bunch of maggots on it at the moment. And that one I'll use to fantail around the swim. I can see some bubbles coming up to my right, so that's going to be my next cast is going to be with a maggot rod, is to my right where the bubbles are coming up, and see if there's actually a shoal of fish just out there. I'll do that now actually. Could not introduce any feed, it's fine to just fantail around the swim. But it's a little link leisure. It's got force one shot at the moment, just give me extra casting weight. I've got a bunch of maggots, 4 or 5 maggots on there at the moment. You can see there I've created a little angle on both. I can use both rests. I've got 4 rests set up, so I can move them and create an angle wherever I cast. I only want a gentle angle with hardly any pressure on the tip. With both reels set, so the micro drag could just gently pull out if I get a proper bite. So micro drag helps me use smaller hooks when I'm using method field or a ledger bomb. As it pulls right round, hooks itself, micro drag releases. So I land a lot more fish. 2 very soft 9-foot rods. So we've had our second pull round. Probably on about our 5th or 6th cast. Not a big fish. Another little carp. What's that, pound? Maybe. So that's another one that fell too. A little pop-up. So same again. I'm going to bury this one again. So then it should pop up after a few seconds. You notice I'm not overloading the feeder. I'm only putting on a thin layer of micros. Oh, already. Straight away. So it looks like I've found where the fish are. I must have landed on its nose. I mean, that barely hit the bottom. Well, what I do now, this is going to take off, I'll put the other ledger rod away. I won't bother fishing for 2 rods. Slightly bigger this one. A little common, I think. It's an F1, it's an F1. Let's have a look at him. It's quite lively. I was obviously very upset to be caught. Who could blame him? There's all manner of fish in this lake. There's fantail goldfish. There's some absolute beautiful fish. And that's an absolutely gorgeous specimen. £1.50 to £2, you reckon? That's £1.50. Lovely fish though, look at that. Been perfect. Get him in the net. What a great start. We'll talk in a bit. It's gone round again, straight away. Literally just put the other rod away and this went straight round again. So we've found a few fish. Looks like we found where the shoal are. Which is probably about time. I've had some tough winter sessions on these videos. Never really found the actual shoal of fish properly. That's another one. Absolutely beautiful fish. Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. Monster. So I'm praying the fish off the drag and just adjusting it according to the size of the fish, really. Not as big as I thought it was. Must have been fighting hard. Probably about £3, but very nice anyway. Got a bit of a scar on its back. You've got a leech on it as well, look. We'll pull that leech off. About £3. Let's get rid of that leech for him. Another nice gentle sweep round. If you're wondering why I've got a bright red hat on, it's a cricket hat. My daughter says it might bring you some luck, so it's my daughter's red cricket hat. ECB on it. Definitely worked today. Nice little common. £2. Give me a minute. Feels a bit better again. Probably in the £3 category, I think. Maybe a bit bigger. Got the clutch set just critically balanced. Weight of the fish. Yes, a £4. a lot of leech on the fish, so they must be really sat on the bottom. Look at him. Very cold fish, absolutely freezing, but beautiful, lovely, fin perfect here. Get him in the net. Some big ones in here, see if we get one of them. You see the wafter stain on the hook, 4-inch trace. Right in the bottom of the mould. Only put in a smattering in, a very light amount. Good hard squeeze. Perfect look. Be very careful not to move the method feeder once I've cast out. So the line's on the top, not sinking the line at all, just let it gently sink by itself. What I've done, create a little pile of bait around the method feeder with the bait in there. Do not want to move that at all. You see how just very gently, just tightening the line up as it sinks towards me. There's no need to sink the line at all. So this is very soft rod, we have 1 ounce tipping, so I can read all line bites. At the moment, getting straight pull rounds, a couple of little liners, fish are gubbing around it and they're taking the bait. At the moment. Very gentle pull round. They're far less savage in the winter because the fish aren't moving as much. It's very gentle. You could fish to a clip when it's like this, but I generally don't like to do it. I just worry about the biggest fish coming along of the day and they're going against the clip. And because I've got small hooks, I've got critically balanced rig, I just worry about it hitting the clip and pulling the hook out. Not a big fish, this one, a little one. It's number 10, I think. Only a little one. It's a lock on it, this one is. Unusual. Little one, about £1. Straight away just cast out and they're on it already. So I must be casting right into the middle of the shoal, but it's quite unusual because normally you catch a few and they'd spook. And I may have to start, altering the positions of the feed and become a little bit shorter, just a couple of metres. At the moment, They seem to be happy in one position and don't want to budge. Yeah, straight round. A couple of little touches. Of course, in a match situation, be very happy now. This is number 11. I haven't lost any yet, but I won't tell you that. Won't jinx it. And another little one, this one. Pound of soap. You have to clear the water as you won't be able to see the fish. It comes up in a little common. Nicely hooked. £2. From the loose off. One last tight squeeze. Straight back. On the mark. You're that busy at the moment, ain't got time for a cup of coffee. See if it takes it straight away. They're really taking it well at the moment. For winter fishing, when there's a frost this morning, not a heavy frost, all the rain we've had in snow, for them to be taking it like this is quite unusual. It is for me, no. When you have sessions like this in the summer, and you sort of expect it, but this is number 12. Not a massive fish, but in a match situation, you'd be loving this. Just a gentle lift, that's all you need. Don't need to strike at these. Fish has picked it up. Felt the pressure of the hook. Can't move because it's got the short 4-inch trace to like the mini bolt rig effect. Although the system's free running. River Carp. Lost him. Another one gone. Obviously a fantastic January session so far. Probably got about 25 to 30 pound of fish. Averaging £2-ish, I'd say. Which is absolutely phenomenal. A January morning. It's still bitterly cold, although it's starting to warm up. Normally you'd expect if they're going to have a feed that It'd be lunchtime onwards for an hour or two in the winter. But to feed from 9 o'clock in the morning like this, it's certainly very unusual. It is for me anyway. So I must be literally on a shoal of fish that just do not want to budge. Here we go, straight round. That's only been in 3 or 4 minutes. From the one earlier, it was virtually on the drop. Hit the bottom and it went straight round. It's a bit smaller, this one. Very soft action rod. So with the small hook, it plays these fish lovely. Absolutely beautiful. Maybe £2, maybe a bit smaller. I've lost 2 out the last 3 or 4 fish. It'll take my time, I think. I want to put a new hook on there anyway. This is quite small, this one. Well, it's swimming towards me maybe. Half a pounder. Still catching. We're 2 hours in. I think we've got about 20 now. Trying to keep the rod low, keep the fish down and it'll swim towards you. Mirror carp coming up from the depths. How clear that water is. Another one on 6mm pellet. Just to prove it. This one shot off to the left, so looks like a decent fish. I say decent. 3-pounder maybe. This is the first cast with a new hook on. So I lost a couple of fish, just not worth carrying on with the same hook. Going down, Oh, it's a nice little mirror. Fighting well. So when you start bagging with even little carp, and you can soon start to wear the tray, send the hook out, so it's worth changing it ever so often. That lovely fish, that is absolutely beautiful. Trying different up baits at the moment, so using my pellets and 4s, 5s and 6s. So these aren't popped up, they'll just sit in the bait. I think, although I've been catching well, I've had to wait for a few of them, and if I'm in the shoal it could be that they've become a little bit spooked. So it's important to keep changes going around, different hook baits. Certainly sometimes I find reducing the size of the hook bait can make an instant response. But I mean, they could just quieten off just because you caught so many, you know. 16, 17 carp I've had so far in just 2 hours. Biggest is only £4. So I'm catching on the pellet. Whichever pellet I put on, it doesn't seem to matter. When you're in the shoal, I just think if they don't want to move, they're determined to stay there no matter what. Because of water conditions we don't fully understand, then you could throw rocks in and they're not going to move. Nice little mirror. And if it's still on, you'll be able to see the pellet on the hook. There you go. It's got 6mm pellet on. Oh, a nice little fish there. It's covered in leeches, look. Because they're on the bottom. Sat on the bottom. Get rid of these leeches. So I can leave that same pellet on. Get a good squeeze, take off any loose. You can see the pellet in the middle there. I think this is the sixth fish I've done the same pellet now. A small bait band, only a 4mm bait band, it really holds the pellet and grips it, even when it goes a little bit soft. It's still gripping it tight. God, how clear this water is. Same pellet on, look. Nice little fish. Lovely. was supposed to be fishing the river today for chub. So I'm filming some more videos. I'm doing the chub on the small rivers, hopefully. So I've got that swim to fish that I found. Also close to the beach, doing a bit of piking. But one I'm really looking for today is trotting on the Trent with breadflake, and in the summer I'll be doing empantiers. That's really my favourite, empantier fishing on the Trent. Something I've done since a young age. So with this wind blowing in my face now, I've got 2 coats on. Super easy. As soon as I start filming these videos, fishing has been rock hard this winter. I've had some good sessions though. That method feed is not my favourite type of fishing, but it's an absolutely fantastic invention for presenting a piece of bait with your hook bait. Have a cup of coffee and it's gone straight round. I'm in a snag. Come off the snag. Put gentle pressure on it. Just come off. I need to have a disgorger job. Just inside the lip. What's come out of the net? Just how I like it. About a pound. The mark on its head there, look. This one feels a bit better. Yeah, not massive, but some of them just fight like Leo. Near the £3 mark. Such a little pretty fish. Let's have a good look at him. That's definitely worth a look at. Look how beautiful that fish is. Wow. Absolutely gorgeous, that fish. Let's get rid of this lice off it. Beautiful. Might only be, what, 2.5 pounds, but what a fish. That's it. Any comment? Thought it was an F1 for a minute, not a comment. Lovely fish though. Beautiful. Made a bit of a meal of that one. It was. It dropped back and swam towards us. Little gentle touches at the moment, a couple of liners. I'll cast this one just slightly shorter. Bites are taking a bit longer now, so I thought I'd just come away from the shoal a little bit. I mean, only a couple of metres, not much. So, just sort of mention, these reels I'm using, these Daiwa Regal, that's a 405 OS, you can't buy them anymore. The equivalent of them, the new version's nice with bait runners, and there's some fantastic reels on the market, but for an old second-hand reel that you can get off eBay for 10, 15, 20 quid, absolutely beautiful, because it's got the finest, smoothest micro drag of any reel I've ever used. Taking the modern, really expensive ones out of the equation, I think Daiwa, when they made these reels, and I know there's thousands of reels been made over the years, but these I think are well ahead of the game. I mean, that must be 20 years old, that reel is. But I find them absolutely beautiful to use. They're a great match reel. And combine that with a soft, really soft through action rod, shorter length, perfect for short range feeder work. So that bite's not actually materialised to anything, so I'll recast it. The 405 Regalas. If you can find any second hand, keep hold of them. We're still fishing with a pellet buried in it. So again, I'm not sinking the line, just gently tightening up to the feeder without moving it. The line will just gradually sink by itself, because I've already had a touch there. So just already had a little go at it, and a look at it. It's gone already. So that's only been in, what, 2 minutes? But if I'd have moved that feeder, probably just brought the pellets off it and removed my hook bait, probably wouldn't have got back at all. Even with a little carp like this. Oh, it's cold though. That wind's got up. Got northwesterly blowing straight in my face. So I'm giving a good account for yourself. Little comment. Lovely fish again. It's look beautiful. We'll drop that one a little bit shorter again, but we're about going straight into the shoal every time. A quick time check, see where we are. It's nearly 12 o'clock, so we're 3 hours in. We've got something between 25 and 30 carp at the moment. Lost a couple. Biggest only £4, but it's been great sport this morning. Yeah, so I've done alright considering I'm supposed to have been going on the river. We drove over Kelham Bridge this morning near Newark and it was in the fields either side. Unfishable today. All the small rivers are full as well. That wind's like ice at the moment. Tighten up to it. Little touch then, thinking about it. Made a bit of a meal of that one. Over nearly 4 hours. A phenomenal fishing for a January. No massive fish, but probably best spot 35 carp. Lots around the pound to £2 mark. I think we'll have one more fish. We'll just have one more and then we'll call it a day. We'll get some Sunday dinner. But remember this venue, Portland Waters, fishery near at Sibthorpe, Linton Way, Nottinghamshire. Definitely worth a go. Quite a few lakes in there, loads of matches, and obviously full of fish as well. I think so with this fish, if I can get it in, we'll bring it into this session. If I carried on, I mean I must have 50-60 pound easy, yeah. And it's only 1 o'clock, so if I was in a match till 3 o'clock, and this now be the warmest part of the day, I could probably even double this weight. I get well over £100 today with these little carp. Surprising how quickly they add up. Soon add up when you're catching them like that. Maybe just one more cast. So keep a look out for some more videos coming soon. Small rivers, on the Trent, stick float, more feeder work on the Trent, chub fishing. And then once we're out of lockdown, we've got some matches coming as well. And remember to subscribe on the YouTube channel. Very important. Getting plenty of views, and the first 3 or 4 weeks starting the channel, put out new videos has been fantastic. I think over 3,000 views already, which is fantastic. But I need a few more subscribers. If you like the videos, think about what's coming soon. Lots of venues all around Nottinghamshire, and probably further around the Midlands as the year goes on. I'm touching it again already. Hopefully we'll get some barbel fishing in as well. Thanks for watching, and we'll speak soon. Bye for now. Last but not least, very last fish of the day. Just gone 1 o'clock, time to go home. Thanks for watching, bye. There's some really good looking ones, and that one there, absolutely gorgeous, that fish. Look at the biggest one. Probably about the biggest fish of the day.